In today's video, we're going to talk about the top 10 anime where the main character is stronger than a god. I'm sure a lot of you would love to see a cool character that can overpower anyone that gets in their way. Some of the characters here know for themselves just how overpowered they are, while others have yet to realize this themselves or chose to keep their powers a secret. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos about anime. So, without further ado, let's begin.
好了，没事了。
大小姐，您怎么？
With the power he exhibited in the mirror entrance test, blowing off the charts, Wang Ling is definitely someone beyond God, especially in the context where the system getting broken isn't really a natural thing, nor everyone is born with spiritual power, but some people are just more blessed than others. In the anime daily life of an immortal king, you might just say that Wang Ling is God himself, knowing that his carelessness might as well cause the doom of the planet. Not a surprise when he immediately walked the next moment after just being born, and can destroy objects just by holding them. Top it all off with being able to defeat a huge evil spirit as a mere child, when many notable names before him are struggling to take it down. It's just a good and reassuring thing that all he wants is an average silent life with his crispy noodles rather than something grand like world domination or something.
可怜的王氏夫妇，从小到大都没从断铁期毕业，王令的表现完全成。
Set in the modern world, teenagers are getting mysterious powers from a comet, and it's just them that are getting affected by it. Now, there are various powers lurking in the anime chart, just like controlling fire, invisibility, telekinesis, mind reading, and a lot more than what meets the eye. Arguing with which of these are the strongest would be a pain, and some of the powers came with a drawback as well, which makes judging them difficult. Not for the main character, named Yu Otosaka, for just one simple reason: he can possess anyone. But that's not quite the end of it. His power appears as that of possessing individuals for a mere 5 seconds, before reverting back to his own body. What makes it overpowered is when he was told that possessing other people with powers makes it so that he possesses those powers for his own. In other words, he can steal others' powers for good, and it doesn't even have a time limit. If he steals it, it's his, and the original owner can't as much as use it anymore. If a teenager with every possible power in the realm of existence can't be considered a god, then I don't know what would be.
鍵開けてくんない？あれ入れなくてさ。
やれやれまたか。
お、さすが超能力者。鮮やかな手口だな。
Being a psychic must feel great because you can easily use your powers to bend everything at your will. Saving a dog from getting isekai'd by Truxon is a simple task, or even destroying or controlling the world. For Psychic K, however, having these powers is a curse. He just wants to live a peaceful and ordinary life. But since birth, he simply is just destined to be a psychic. At 14 days old, he was able to use telepathy already and levitate in a month. A year later, he can teleport and do errands for his family. Now that he is in high school, he decides to stay low profile by being average at everything. But even in terms of physical strength, his sense is way off the charts. That he needs a regulator to control his power. The hairpin on his head helps him control his power. That when removed, it can cause the end of the world or other unthinkable things. This show reminds me a lot of Gintama, and it's overall pretty funny that I'm sure you will enjoy.
心臓を潰したぐらいで俺が死ぬとでも思ったか
As war continued to break out between humans and demons, wreaking havoc and chaos to society and its people, Demon King Anos Voldigod sacrifices his own life, hoping to end this conflict and to be reborn to a peaceful society 2,000 years later. Once he is born to a demon society that has greatly regressed in power, and that the demon society now remembers him, the Demon King, very differently than how it had happened 2 millennia earlier. In Anos Voldigod's journey to reclaiming his title as the Demon King, we see the extraordinary magic abilities. This is showcased in his battle against Zeeps, where he made his organs explode just by amplifying the sound of his heartbeat with no effort and without moving from a single spot during battle. Throughout the anime, his immense and physical power is also seen when his magic powers are rendered useless by anti-magic, meaning that no matter the approach Anos' enemies have, he can easily overwhelm them in whatever way he wants.
我が城出るぞゲートだ。魔王城で魔王に挑むのがどういうことか貴様に教えてやろう。俺 俺も混ぜろやこら
This anime is a story of exceptional kids leading boring lives, but then get transported to a new world. A concept weebs have now gotten used to. Am I right? Izayoi Sakamaki, Asuka Kuro, and Yo Kasukabe, problem children with exceptional adeptness of physic powers, live their terribly mundane lives when they get transported to a mysterious place called Little Garden. This place is where supernatural powers, called gifts, materialize, and where people are given the opportunity to use their gifts to improve the wealth and prestige of the community they reside in. They join No Name, which is the community of Kurosagi, the one who summoned them. The three use their gifts to bring back No Name back to its former glory, and to also overthrow the reign of the tyrannical demons residing in Little Garden. Izayoi, one of the problem children, received a gift that could not be categorized and is labeled as unknown. This gift, while unknown, is an overpowered gift that helps him keep up and overcome enemies that are blessed with divinity and is said to be capable of destroying heaven and earth if Izayoi deems it to be done.
決闘は勝者が決まって終わるんじゃない。敗者を決めて終わるんだよ。
7つの大罪、憤怒の罪、ドラゴンシー、メリオダス。
Aside from Seven Deadly Sins, literally being the name of the anime, the group is also a collection of overpowered individuals, like persons with extreme magic capabilities, literal resistance to death, growing power from the sun, and many more. Meliodas is the captain of such a band of an oddly powerful collection of individuals. For one, he is actually a spawn of one of the gods of the series, which makes him equal, if not more powerful than a god. But that's not all of it. His demeanor itself is a bit of a testament, since he rarely ever did fight seriously in the anime, save for some moments. His small stature is a bit of a downside, but for someone his size, he has extreme physical prowess. There are a lot more perks that are present not just in the anime, but also in the manga, should people be interested in debating it further. But one foolproof way of saying that he is that powerful is his access to full counter, and revenge counter, which is just throwing a reverse Uno card on attacks that are sent his way. In that sense, he can possibly overpower anyone more powerful than him, if that makes sense.
これでいいかよっ
あいつ弱そうだ。先に倒そう。やるか。
Now this anime is based off a webtoon, which some of you may already know. The anime starts off with Morigin waking up late for the tournament known as the God of High School. He eventually meets Mirayu and Daiwi Han along the way for the tournament. In this tournament, any type of fighting style is allowed, and the winner will have their wish granted. There is actually a specific purpose for why this tournament is being held, and I'll leave it for you guys to discover that. However, this tournament is actually way off the charts for high school students, as you will literally see these characters reaching power levels of a god, and eventually surpassing them. You'll see Morigin being so overpowered, and if you read the webtoon, then you probably already know what I mean. Go read the webtoon if you want to learn more about Morigin's origin and his true identity, as well as how his friends are actually also capable of surpassing the power of gods.
これで終わりだ。ジン・オリジナル交流戦が。実は一つだけこのテストに受かる道がある。
One of the signs of great power is being able to force your way in, rather than being chosen to be welcomed inside. In this sense, Hadon, caretaker of the Tower of God, didn't choose Mam, the main character. Quite the opposite. He is an irregular, which meant that he wasn't born within the tower and got there on their own. Being an irregular, they have countless of perks and resistance, as well as having special passes of requesting direct trial to floor guardians. In a way, irregulars like him are naturally overpowered compared to regulars. Not only that, he has demons and is able to absorb a bunch of stuff, and will also get the help from the supposedly unresponsive sword that was lent to him during a trial. That said, to say and prove that his power is beyond the charts would mean to reveal tons and tons of spoilers that run deep even to the webtoon, since most of what would be his power is not yet even fully utilized. Nonetheless, he is overpowered, especially compared to the regulars within the tower.
さあ、僕を勝ってください。戦いましょう。
Number 2, One Punch Man. Need a title say more? What would be more overpowered than someone ending a battle in one attack? Much more a single punch. And it isn't any normal human against human battle. In the world of One Punch Man, Saitama walks around not just with humans, but others with special abilities, ridiculous strengths, monsters, and a lot more that cannot be naturally defeated by a single punch. Not for Saitama though. Apparently, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and 10 km running every single day until you get bald seems to do the trick for someone who claims to be a hero for fun. The results are just astronomical, just like being able to shatter a meteor, being able to explode monsters into nothing but guts, biting a sword like candy. Even the shockwave from his punch blew a portion of the land into nothing. Let's not forget the abject horror and trauma Sonic got when his balls got just a bit of a touch against Saitama's raised fists. It was not yet even considered a punch, mind you. It was just his fist apparently being in the way.
いかなる相手でも決して手は抜かぬのだ。
ま、冗談はさておき。
At first glance, Shigeo Kageyama, also known as Mob, comes off as an unfit, average middle school student. Behind his fragile frame lies an immense psychic power, unmatched by other psychics. However, due to an experience with his psychic powers that caused trauma to his brother, Mob has practiced controlling his emotions as a means to suppress his psychic powers. There is, however, a limit to the amount of emotions that Mob can control, and surpassing this emotional threshold makes him explode into power, quickly tapping into the power that he had been suppressing for a long time, and greatly boosting the psychic power he currently possesses. This explosion only happens when the emotions he feels progresses to the point of 100%. Additionally, Mob has a special state he goes into subconsciously that releases the limits and restraints of his psychic powers, making his powers greater and more destructive than normal, able to destroy everything in his path. The downside of this, however, is that Mob loses control over himself, and the actions in this state become instinctual, with the risk of Mob running wild and doing things that he does not want to do. And that's all the anime for today. I hope you guys liked this video. Do you guys want another list like this? Don't hesitate to also share your comments and suggestions down below. If you want to see more anime content, make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Stay tuned and I will see you guys soon.